Hey, how are you? How are you? Good morning. Welcome back to Talvontalks. This is another edition. Today we will be featuring to conform or to be content. That is the question. A little of Shakespeare today. To conform or not to conform. To be content or not to be content. I just wanted to tap in today and go over dreaming big, being content or conforming. Excuse me while I pull up these descriptions as we go over them in detail. Hope you are having a great day today. It is Wednesday, May 27th, and it is morning for me. So good morning, good morning, good morning. This may be whatever hour of the time of the day that you chose to join in. Yet it is morning for me, so good morning. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Being content. What is the state of being content or the meaning of content? Content is a state of peaceful or happiness, satisfaction or satisfying. So yeah, a state of satisfaction or satisfying someone in a state of peaceful happiness. That is being content. Let's go over conform. To conform, comply with the rules, standards, or laws. We do it every day. We do it on a daily. We may not want to, but we do. Behave accordingly to socially acceptable conventions or standards. And one can say whatever that means, but behave accordingly to socially acceptable. What's socially acceptable? What's socially acceptable? Which is, y'all don't want to ask me that question, because what's socially acceptable is 2 and 3 and 4 different things to what people actually perceive and what they actually do. I don't live my life on a basis to where I am worrying about a social lifestyle, people, whether they like me or they don't. I am here to please myself, please God, and care about what's going on with me and my circle, you know what I mean? Just to get through life. So that's conform without going into too much detail. Okay, comply with rules, standards, or laws. To me, that sounds like change. There's nothing wrong with conforming. So do you want to be content or do you want to conform? We'll get into that a little bit later. Let me just continue going over all of the minute details before I go into our discussion. So I also just wanted to note that Stephen Spring, August 19, 2018, wrote an article. If you want to live the life of your dreams, you need to stop these 7 behaviors. These 7 behaviors are: stop running from your purpose. Whatever your purpose is, stop running from it. Stop being paralyzed by fear. This is a very long article. I'm just reading the headlines of the 7 behaviors just to conclude in our discussion, just to give you something to think about. And you all know I have concluded fear as a discussion in our previous editions. So the third one is stop settling for being mediocre. Okay, I don't want no mediocre. You gotta look up the song T.I. Y'all know I'm a little random. I'm gonna put it out there. Stop waiting for permission. Who are you needing permission from? They're not your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. And even if they are, take those opinions as statements to move on. They're not giving you permission. You're not waiting for permission from anyone to do anything that you desire to do in your life. Okay? So the next one is stop doubting yourself. Doubting Thomas. Stop doubting yourself. The next one, stop spending time with toxic people. That's a big one, y'all. That's a big one. Stop spending time with toxic people. Whoever that is, whatever that is. Because it can be a person, place, or thing. Stop hanging in those toxic environments. What's stopping you from your purpose? Now I'm bridging in some of the titles from Stephen Spring. Okay, the next one is stop focusing on the past. Oh, if that's not another big one. Stop focusing on the past. Your past is keeping you from your future. Your pain, your previous whatever is your past relationships is all keeping you from your purpose, from you succeeding. And that was the last one. Okay? Stop focusing on the past. Stop spending time with toxic people. Stop doubting yourself. Stop waiting for permission. Stop settling for being mediocre. Stop being paralyzed by fear. Stop running from your purpose. Okay? If I did not reiterate those a few times, excuse me. And I just had one other thing I wanted to notate before we go into our discussion. So, is 25 years old the new cutoff point for adulthood? This article is by Lucy Wallace out of BBC News, September 23rd, 2013. It's a little bit older. However, we can never not learn from anything old, anything new, anything young. Okay? So always feel open to learning and new opportunities, okay? That is what's going to open up the doors for whatever your endeavors is, okay? So is 25 years old the new cutoff? Like, I mean, I know there's life expectancy. I know that there is an adulthood, but is life the cutoff 25 years old? Is that the new age? New guidance for psychologists will acknowledge that adolescence now effectively runs up until the age of 25 for the purpose of treating young people. So is this the new cutoff point for adulthood? The idea that suddenly at 18 you're an adult just doesn't quite ring true, says child psychologist Laverne Antrobus, who works at London's Tavistock Clinic. My experience of young people in that state still need quite a considerable amount of support and help beyond that age in young adults. Child psychologists are being given a new directive, which is the age range that work with increasingly from the ages of 0 to 18 and 0 to 25. We are becoming much more aware and appreciating development beyond the age of 18, and I think it's a really good initiative. So just to go down a few more to drive my point home, the new guidance is to help ensure that when young people reach the age of 18, they do not fall through the gaps in health and education system. Particularly, I want to stop right there. I don't want anything else to hone our discussion or go away from the discussion that I am highlighting, because we already highlighted content, we already highlighted conform, we already highlighting dreaming. Okay, let's stay on those topics, and that is what I want to speak on today. We have got to continue to dream, okay? No matter whether you're 5 years old, 50, you have got to continue to dream. What is dreaming? Not the act of sleeping, because you can dream while you're alive, while you're awake. You also can dream when you're asleep. I am not speaking of the dreaming that happens when you are sleeping, okay? I am speaking of the dreaming that people do, or the act of dreaming prior to someone's success, okay? Prior to making a change. You can dream, however, don't dream and just be home. You have to still dream and do things. You have to still be open for opportunity. You have to be out there exercising your rights, exercising your behavior when it comes to working, talking to people, networking. All of those things open up opportunities and doors, and you'll miss it every time being right up underneath your nose if you are not aware. Because you can be in the place, you can be at the place at the right time. However, if it's right under your nose and you miss that, then there is a test. There's another journey that you have to go through before you get to your success. What is that? Ask yourself. Do you know? If you don't know, Try to see what it is. Try to figure it out. That's going to help you in the long run. So we have got to, as individuals, not become content in our lives. Why would you ever want to be completely content? We went over it in the beginning. Being content is the state of happiness. We're never going to be at our fullest growth. We're never going to be at our fullest potential, and that's not a bad thing. We're growing, we're ever changing every day, every second, every moment, every experience is going to take you to a different place in life. The state of conforming is ever changing, as you see, following laws and guidance and circumstances, that those attributes, those key concepts to change into conforming sometimes scares people on a daily basis, on a level, because they're so used to doing A, B, C, D. They're so used to being stagnant. They're so used to being in a routinic daily schedule, to whereas they're literally stuck. Energy level wise, they're stuck. Mentally, they are stuck. So going back to the question, is the 25 the new age range for adulthood? If you look at it, that is where people get stuck. That is where people stop. That is where people stop dreaming. That is where they begin having kids. That sensitive age of 25 to 30, that is all where you're coming into your adulthood. That's when things are happening. So once things happen, you have to allow them to happen and move on, conform, manage, all these key concepts, all these words. That's what you have to do. You have to manage your life. You have to manage your child. I know that's easy for someone like me to say because I don't have children. However, I've been faced with many circumstances and many situations that stopped my growth, could have stopped my ways of doing things, me being in school, whatever. All of those things are a commitment. School is a bigger commitment than children at times. When you have an end result goal that needs to be complete, you have to complete it. Same thing with children. That job is never done. You're always going to be changing diapers. You're always going to be playing multiple roles. You're always going to be here, there, everywhere. Daycare. I mean, it's endless. Come on now. Like, we do it even on a daily basis without even knowing it. Your mind is very powerful. So if you can do those things, manage your life, manage your schedule, put things in place, move them around so you can fit in a schedule of bettering yourself, of succeeding. People say, what is success? Am I successful? That just depends on you. Are you a family person? Are you with your family? If you're family oriented, yet you're not there for your family or your kids, I mean, that's a failure. I mean, that's not succeeding. That's not being there. That's not living up to the standards that you hone yourself to. If you say that you're family oriented, same thing. Are you succeeding in your job? What is that? I mean, someone can say, it doesn't necessarily have to be happiness. It doesn't mean everybody likes you, because those are not key attributes of succeeding in life, in a career. Yes, you want to be likable, but at the end of the day, your job is to get your job done, whatever that is. So, you ask yourself, how am I doing? How am I? Address every standpoint of your life. Take this time with just any extra time you have, not even what is going on with society today. Like, forget about what's going on outside. Yes, be wise, be aware, but stop giving power to things. And I said it before on different platforms and in different videos or past whatever. I'm always going to say it. Stop giving power to things that don't matter. Whether that's a person, place, or thing, do not give power to something that doesn't matter. Why are you wasting your valuable energy? Why are you wasting your time on things that don't matter? And then saying you care, or saying you don't care and still lashing out or still doing this is the same thing as caring. I don't care while you still, yelling out this, yelling out that, getting your frustration and your pain out. I understand. But if you don't care, really say you don't care, bury that hatchet, bury whatever it is, move on, address it and move on, and have that be that. We have got to stop being our own worst enemies, which it happens all the time. I pick myself apart a lot of times. I say I should be, further advanced. You are right where you need to be, okay? You're always going to be right where you need to be, because if you were not where you are now, you wouldn't be where you are then, and you're not going to be where you are in the future, because it's not going to happen with those circumstances and those experience that you experienced in life to get you to that next stage. Having kids count as a blessing, because they open your eyes. Children open your eyes to where you are, where you was, where you're going. Okay, having failures and tragedies in your life take you from one situation to another. Okay, like, I know it hurts, but if you did have that person continue to live in your life, if that person did not pass away, where would you be now? Would you have gone through that mental pain that you made a decision to do X, Y, Z, whatever that is? Now you're doing better. Now you're better off. I'm not trying to be funny, but some people's mothers, some people's fathers, they are crutches. God took them off of the face of the earth for a reason. Like I said, I'm just giving words. Y'all know me. I'm inspirational. I'm empowering. I'm not sure, why I talk about the topics that I talk about, but they're helping somebody, you know. And it's true. Like, stop grieving about your mother and your father that has already passed on, and it's been 10 and 20 years. I understand it's never going to change. That pain is never going to go away. I have had experiences to lose a friend, a family member, an associate, but I have never lost a parent. I know I probably can't even say the things that's coming out of my mouth right now. I may not understand. I may come to terms with it whenever, God willing. Everybody is going to have to go through it. But stop living in the past. People that are gone, they're not coming back. I can be harsh with my words sometimes, so forgive me, but please let the people go that have passed on. Please move on, because while they are passed on and moved on in their lives to see the, whatever you want to call it, the afterlife, or whatever you believe in, heaven, earth, hell, they're already where they are. They already have lived their purpose, whatever their purpose was, to some people even pass on just for God to allow this circle that was around them be a wake-up call. You can't be selfish all the time and why did they leave me and stuff like that. It's for a reason. You know how many people that they knew, and you're just taking that selfish attitude. I've been guilty of it too. I've lost friends. I was mad about it. I was distraught, whatever. Why they not caught, da 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 da. Let people go. They gonna show you their true colors. They're gonna do what they want to do. People are gonna do what they want to do. You have to continue to do what you want to do. Let go of toxic people. We just looked at it. We just seen it as one of the 7 key attributes for moving on, dreaming. If that's hindering you, why wouldn't you knock that off of your shoulder? Back in the day, they used to say, "Not my mother, not my mother off the cliff." And as soon as you do, that's a fight. Okay, I didn't went way back in the times or whatever like that. My mom used to tell me that, but it's true. We cannot stop dreaming. We cannot stop dreaming. I am 31 years old. I have a slight level of success. I can say that. And the only reason why I can say that is because that's how I feel. I created a level of success for myself by succeeding my past lifestyle. by over exceeding some of the things that my family has done, which is not a bad thing. I mean, we should always be striving for, what's the word I'm going to look for? We should always be striving for just competitiveness, and not on a level to where, some people are competitive and it's too much. That's why I'm in the cooking industry. That's the only portion that I don't like about the industry, is that we're so competitive that we tear others down sometimes. The industry is so competitive that literally we tear, number one, we tear others down sometimes. Number two, we frown down on each other, because it's just like, I'm over here, you're over there, let me do me, you doing you, or whatever like that. Like, that's a whole attitude in the kitchen. Like, it's like, okay, I see what you're doing, but I'm doing me over here. Like, it's just this attitude and this that we can get sometimes, and big headedness, all of that. And I know I have all that inside of me at times. And I'm from up north. Like, it's the people say people from up north is rude, ignorant, or whatever like that. That's not true. We just have things going on. Like, I'm not saying that y'all don't have things going on, or other people don't have things going on in different cities, in different states, or whatever like that, or in different environments. But we're a one track mind. When we got things going on, we here with it. Okay, we tunnel vision. We got somewhere to go. We're on our way to it, and you're a distraction. You're stopping from whatever it is to get into that point. So yes, when it's 8, 7 o'clock in the morning, it's tunnel vision. Everybody is in the streets or whatever like that up north. We ain't got time to talk. We ain't got time to ask what time it is. We're not even going to address you, let alone give you the time of the day. So yes, that's a little bit of an attitude too. People say that that's rude, that's whatever like that. Like, I actually love the Southern hospitality that the South offers and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie though, a couple of times they approached me and I'm looking like, who is you? Like, what it is? Like, so it's just funny, the different environments and different people and how they operate and stuff like that. I'm very intuitive. I'm very observant. I have intuition. If you speak to me, I almost can tell what's going on or what's wrong with you. Like I said, I'm not no daggone Cleo. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist or whatever like that. I can't read minds, but certain commonsensical things that I've learned that God has blessed me with as a gift, as a craft or whatever like that, I use, or it just comes natural. So, but yes, we cannot be content. Once you are content with a job, you are already routinic. You went like this, you threw your hands up, and you're saying that I'm going to live this 9 to 5 job with this $10, $11, $12 an hour that I'm okay with. Even if it's $15, $17, why are you okay with any amount of money being at a set non-fluctual, non-flexible rate? I don't understand why anybody will be happy about that or be content with that. You should always be wanting to move forward, always wanting to grow. If I'm not getting mental growth from it, physical growth, if I'm not getting experience, if I'm not getting an extra dollar or extra whatever, if there's not growth in it for me, I'm not doing it. Why am I doing it? If I feel like I'm just being there, this is my time, okay? This is my money. The most two important things in life is your time and your money. That's your life with your time. It's just winding down. You're just creating. I don't want to say some of the things I'd be wanting to say. It'd be so bold. Like you're literally just creating your grave. Why are you rushing every moment? I'm not gonna lie. I was really guilty at this. With my energy left, I'm all like rush. Gotta go here, gotta go there. Let's go to the next thing. Stop, slow down, smell the roses. I'm not gonna lie. My mom had to tell me that. My mom used to tell me that all the time. You gotta slow down and take it in, realize, acknowledge what you just did, because that's a part of the journey. Okay. That is a part of the journey. To stop, smell the roses. Kids are a part of the journey too. Don't be sitting up here, rushing them children's lives, and because I'm telling you, when you want it back, when you look at them and they go from 2 years old to 20, you're going to want those times back. You're going to want to have that time to where, they're kids again. And every parent can already say it at this age, because no matter whether they went from newborn to 6 months, newborn to 6 years old, or newborn to 60, that's always going to be your child. You're always going to feel like their lives has grown up before you so fast. You're always going to want that time back. Who does not want those cherishable times back? And that's all it is. Like, it's a pattern of, it's a mental pattern that people like to stay stagnant in an environment or in stages of their lives to when things were good. Let me say it again. People like to stay in a mental pattern or in a physical pattern to where they're living happiness all over, but through the past. You can't live off the past. You can't live through other people. People do it all the time. You stop dreaming and now you're putting everything into your kids. Then when they go off, it's just you and Pop at the house. Y'all old. Y'all ain't got nothing left in y'all because y'all done gave it to the kids. Now y'all out there just being regular pot. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to go ahead and be live a life to where it's routinic, because at some point there is going to be satisfaction, routinic life to where, yes, now I live my life. Now I can get a hobby. I can do this, A, B, C, D. But don't just be doing it because, oh, my kids left or whatever like this. And I'm talking about now ages from 40 years plus, older community, that just feel like they have nothing else to live for because their grandchildren and their children or whatever like that are no longer there. I'm not trying to be funny, but my grandmother is living her life, okay? Forgive me if I'm wrong, but at 60 years plus or whatever like that, I can say on my mom's side and my father's side. My grandmother on my father's side to this day still has 2 jobs and has different endeavors and works for community and lodges and stuff like that of organizations that are bigger than her, that has been around for years, but she's been that accountant for them for years. My grandmother is very smart, okay, because it's not easy just to, like I said, back in the day, you were just literally copying numbers over, booking, auditor, all that, being an accountant and stuff like that. Now you got to actually do the math, do this, do that, make sure everything lined up, make sure that ground zero, break even, all of those economical terms and stuff like that, because it is dealing with the economy and stuff like that, and also those accountant terms as well when you start getting into that. But you can't stop living. You can't stop growing. On my mother's side, my grandmother is very, very smart. She's a minister. She's a activist for different entities. She has her own businesses. She has her own books. She's an artist. She writes books. She draws. She crochets. My grandmother on my father's side crochets. My grandmother on my mother's side sews, and actually my grandmother on my father's side sews as well, and my grandmother on my mother's side actually is a seamstress. She makes her own clothing. She actually has her clothing line out. So this is all networking. Like I said, I love to network. I love to see people grow. I love to communicate with people. You should always do that. Talk to your grandmothers before they get too old or whatever like that. You know, I'm not trying to be funny like that, but yes, everybody's going to get older. Everybody's going to die. My grandmother told me this to my face, and I was like, that's true. I'm like, you know what? I better get all the knowledge that I can for somebody that is willing to tell you, is willing to talk. I'm telling y'all, go ahead and talk to y'all grandmothers, talk to your nanas, talk to your aunties, whatever. The older community has so much wisdom, even about racism. If you're experiencing that, go to the older community. They will help you understand. There is people on this earth to help you get through situations. Don't feel like you're ever stuck. You have strangers, that you can reach out to. Not all people, not all strangers are good, but I'm saying, there's certain ones that you can go to like that. If there's somebody that's speaking positivity or like that, why not pique their mind, ask them a question, see where it is like that. You can always see whether someone is acceptable to talk to you or whatever like that, or willing to give you some type of knowledge. You can also tell the ones that are not with it. And those people, just leave them alone, okay? Go about your business or whatever. But we cannot continue to dream, okay? We are in a time to, if you don't dream, if you don't do it now, you're not going to do it. If you don't do it now, the time is going to miss you. If you don't do it now, by the time you do it, it's going to be either too late or let me take that back. It's never too late, okay? It's never too late. But if you could do it a time sooner to where, yes, now I'd advance my life. Now I can continue and go to do whatever, okay? Also, it's a teaching moment. Now I see a lot of parents going back to school for their kids, and then they realize that once they do it for their kids, they're looking at themselves now like, hey, I escalated myself to this level. Now what do I do with it? Or now let me do something with it. We cannot continue to dream, especially at a time. I don't really get into politics. I do enjoy politics. I choose not to really speak on political topics because they're so sensitive, number one, and because they're so controversial. But to be honest, I don't mind addressing controversial topics. I've done it before, as you can see. Like I said, every topic, every discussion is going to grow someone else, whoever needs to hear it. Anything that comes out of anybody's mouth is a learning opportunity. And even when people say, what's your strength and your weaknesses, I don't like to say my weaknesses. I like to say rooms of opportunity. And I'm not gonna lie, I got that from a instructor when I was going to school, and I'm just passing it on. I'm just passing the knowledge on. Most of the information that I'm giving is informative. They are coming out of my mouth and off of the dome, out of my head. Other than what I read in the beginning, I like to at least give those people the benefit of the doubt of when I am passing along information. If it came from my mother, it came from my mom. If it came from Stephen Spring, the guy that we read earlier, I like to give people those I give people their credit, and I don't take people's work. So if there's something that came from me, it's coming from me. But there's certain things that I like to always say and mention. That way I'm giving people their credit. I'm not just speaking it and saying it from like it's coming out of my mouth and from me. Like I said, I don't know it all, but the things that I do know is educational, it's inspirational, it's empowering. I know that. And so this is why I'm here. We cannot stop dreaming. I can't say it enough. We can't stop dreaming. And I also had a conversation with my hairstylist the other day, and we had a really, really good conversation. It was me, my hairstylist, and other hairstylist, and they're Africans, and it's so interesting when you have intellectual conversations with people in general, let alone foreigners or people that are from a different country, because I love to hear people from anywhere speak. But when you definitely have people from other countries, and I'm not trying to be funny, but we are our own. Americans can be very closed-minded, and that's the best way to say it, because if I say it any other way, it'll be offensive. But it almost seems like Americans are so closed-minded that yes, they come off as stupid. That's why other cultures be looking at. I'm gonna just say, a lot of cultures be looking at us like we stupid, and we need to stop that. And I'm not gonna do the plural thing anymore. I'll just say me or whatever like that. Cause like I said, I don't want to be offensive, but and everybody is not like that. But there are some individuals that have not been out of the country that they don't know. They're ignorant. When you're ignorant, you don't know. So it sounds stupid. It comes off as stupidity. So, and I'm just saying all that to say, when you talk to other people from other countries, you can almost get a sense of everything that they're speaking of, and like I said, I'm very intuitive. So some of the conversations that I had with other people and what I get from people and my perception that I get out of talking and stuff like that is probably very, very different from what anybody else does, or sometimes or whatever like that. And I'm only saying it like that because you have to put yourself in other people's shoes sometimes, either to understand them or to get a full picture of what they're saying. Because if you just be closed, because if you are just closed-minded, it's not going to be perceived. It's going to come off as either they're better than you, or it's going to be perceived as they don't know what you don't know what you're talking about, or whatever like that. Just take the moment to just be open and learn, because there's so many different. I haven't been out of the country. I had to think. I've been a lot of places, states, Oklahoma, Maryland, Washington. I'm from up north, so Philadelphia, Jersey, the whole tri-state. I've been to Texas. I've been to North Carolina, South Carolina. I've probably been through more states, because when I travel, I go through states. I've probably been through more states than I've actually stopped and been in states. But other than that, I still got a pretty good gist of traveling. I've traveled quite a bit. It could be way more, and I'm probably nowhere along the lines of someone like my brother, who's in the Army, who's been to 28 states. And the only reason why I know it like that is because he put a post up the other day of just a map of the states. And it was actually interesting, and also just helped me realize how much I would love to travel, continue to travel, and stuff like that. And definitely have to get my passport, because I don't own a passport. Definitely want to get my passport and start traveling out of the country. And I'm not sure why it is that some African American people in the culture are scared to go to Africa. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the fear of the unknown, or maybe because of the stories, or they think that they're in poverty. There are some places in poverty where yes, there may not be any running water to make till yes, there may be some type of diseases or whatever like that. But you have to be careful where you go anywhere. There's certain places in other countries that are very, very well off, so where you can't even consume the water, or they may not be well off, but they may be a country to where this is that's their norm. So you just have to be open-minded. I'm going to continue my story. Like I said, I was speaking to my African friends, my hairstylists and stuff like that, and it was just so satisfying. Now that was satisfying. That was so mentally satisfying, the conversation that we were having, because it's just so informative. And it's like, you think it's common sense, but it's not. That's why I'm here, to teach and preach, or whatever you want to say it, and to be an emotional and mental philanthropist, to where I am pouring into people's lives, just giving them insight. Because once you get insight, you can prosper. And that's really what it comes down to. But we really, really had a satisfying, gratification conversation that just, I'm telling you, learning and knowledge and intellect is just so satisfying, so soothing. I'm telling you, it'll put you in a place of peace. I'm telling you, it'll really put you in a place of peace just by knowing who you are and what's going on in the current moment in your life. Like I said, that will be ever changing by the day, by the week, by the month, depending on what's going on, especially when we're going through stuff like this. They want to call it a pandemic, let's call it a pandemic, especially when you're going into when you're going through situations and like this. The mind is really, really tested. And I said this to somebody else the other day. Like I said, my words are my words or whatever like that. But people are not meant to go through a mental state like this for a long period of time. They begin to ask so many questions that they drive their, and I don't just like to say crazy or confused. So that's why I'm grazing it like this. But they're not meant to be left in a state like this, because their overthinking brings them into a state of fear. Their fear puts them in a state of being stagnant. Their stagnant brings them into a place of all other unhealthy issues as far as depression and suppression and immersing themselves and submerging themselves in all type of pain and the past and thinking about this and thinking about that. I'm telling you, you cannot do that. I'm speaking indirectly to a friend right now. You cannot allow your current situation and or anybody's situation that's not yours or anything around you to control your mind like that. You cannot allow people, places, and things to control you to where you can't even live your life, to where you can't open your door, you can't go outside. That's why I don't watch the news like that. I'm not trying to be funny. My brother used to always watch the news 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm like, boy, if you don't turn that shit off, I ain't trying to be funny, but yes, it's okay to be informed and knowledgeable and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, they ain't doing nothing but sitting up there and saying the same stuff or whatever like that, and following stories of a whole week before, and something that you didn't heard the same day or like that at 5 o'clock a.m. or like that. They're literally giving you a little bit of news like that, but by noon they sitting up there recapping the story from 5 a.m. whatever that was, whatever that transpired that day, whether it was an accident, whatever it was this, whatever it was negative, because everything on the news is about 99% 9999999 negative. Then you get that 1% that's good. Somebody just turned 99 or whatever like that. Like, that's, you know why? That should be our norm. We should be out grazing and out we should be out living these those numbers. That was not it's a thing of the past now. Everybody's all surprised, but people live to 700 and 600 years old or whatever like that in biblical terms, in the biblical era. And even after that or whatever like that, that was the norm or whatever like that. People living past 90 and past 100 and stuff like that. Now it's not the norm, so it's a surprise of anybody getting even to 98. Our life expectancy for adults is now, and is lower, probably about 35. And I know it's a little bit different, you know, for men and women and stuff like that, but it's not that old. People are passing away and dying and stuff like that very young. Very, 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 very young, and more younger these days with ailments and diseases and just unfortunate situations. And it's super crazy. So we have to teach each other. We have to learn. We have to open our minds, because once we stop doing that, when you stop dreaming, that is when you die. Point blank. That is the entire video right there. If you don't hear nothing else, when you stop dreaming, that's when you die. Mentally, when you stop dreaming, you're mentally dead. You're routinic. You're just trying to pay the bills. Why would you ever want to be content? I really stayed on that whole dreaming thing a lot, but let me get back to, before I conclude, being content and conforming. You should want to conform to every entity of your life. Whatever is going, conform, because that's what it is. You're dodging bullets. You're dodging that last relationship. You just had an accident. Now you're in a hospital like that. Your father just passed away. It ain't nothing but a journey. You're going like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. And life is not for the average person. Life is not for the average person that's weak. Life is not for the meek. Life is not for the people that you have to be mentally strong. I don't want to be offensive, like I said, because there's so many people that are going through so many different things emotionally, mentally. That's why, again, I'm here being inspirational like that, because you got to get out of that mental space to where you're stuck. You got to get out of that depression. You got to move on. Suicidal thoughts, like, come on now. I've experienced all of this in a nutshell, so close to me. And like I said, there's a reason why God has allowed all of these topics and discussions and stuff like that to be so close to me. Addiction is so close to me, and I don't know why. I don't know, but like I said, I have so many people around me that are still living, and some that are not living, or there are some that are just in the past and I don't deal with anymore. But and that's not that's just not because of a choice that I made or whatever. Like I said, I'm not that person that if you're doing something and I don't do that, no longer participate in that lifestyle anymore, I'm not going to befriend you. I'm not going to stop. Now, I might do some things or whatever like that just so I don't get wrapped back up into whatever it is. Sometimes you do have to completely let people go. But no, I'm not going to be all like, oh, no, I don't do that no more and we can't be. No, because I don't believe in letting spirits go. I don't believe in letting, if that was a friend of mine right there, I'm always going to be close to that person. That way, if they ever need help, guidance, whatever like that, I'm right there. Like, I don't believe in that, because that's, like I said, I'm going to bring this in or whatever like that, but I'm going to keep it at that, because I don't want this whole video to be, to go towards a different subject. Like, I'll bring up a different topic when I bring up that different topic, but I'm just gonna say it, and it's true like that, because somebody needs to hear it or whatever like that. Church people is the worst or whatever like that, and I can say that because I've experienced it my entire life. Now, yes, I am a quote unquote church boy. I was raised in the church. I was dipped in, dipped out, or like that. As soon as I was born, sprinkled the water, the whole oil on my head and everything like that. Yes, I am a Christian, and I am a church boy. My mother had me in church every Sunday and made sure I was there, whether she wasn't, regardless. Like, that's who I am. That's why I was attacked for so many years, because the devil really knows who I am and the power that I possess. And I'm gonna say that again: the devil knows who I am and the power that I possess, because it's very, very strong. Let me look right in the camera. The power that I possess is very strong. When you know who you are and who you live for, you become very powerful. And that's when you also have to be careful, because you can be attacked again or in a different way. So you have to be aware of those things when you know who you are and what the things that you possess. That's even on any level. You can't be sitting up here being successful and realize that you're powerful on a certain level, whether that's success, whether that's money, and then subjecting yourself around situations, people, places, and things that can tarnish your reputation. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself? You know, so you have to disattach yourself from certain people, places, and things when you grow. When you grow, you have to grow with your growth. Okay, manage your growth, if that makes sense. Okay. So just getting back to what I was saying. Church people can be the worst. You cannot sit up there and tarnish somebody mentally or judgmentally or even with your eyes, okay? Because your face says it all. Like, your expressions say it all. You don't have to even open up your mouth to make somebody feel uncomfortable. So I'm just going to say it how it needs to be said, like that. Some people, church people being included or whatever like that, are the worst. You cannot forget where you came from. And I'm going to even do the point thing. I'm telling you, when somebody do like this to you, me and my homegirl said the other day, when somebody do like this to you, they point at you or they go like that, that would make you really understand, like, whoa. Like, first of all, you get offended. Like, is this bitch pointing at me? Like, is that, yeah, you, or whatever like that. But nah, for real. You gotta do it like that for it to hit home. Is all of that matters, and all that I was trying to say. But They can be the worst because they forget where they came from. Sitting up on a podium or whatever like that, sitting in the pews or whatever like that, and it becomes routine. And you're doing this every week, every week. Cause I'm not trying to be funny, but best believe everybody not living right. You can be going to church every week, you can be doing this every week and still be sinning, still not living right. That's why I'm saying nobody's perfect, and ain't nobody perfect, point blank. You do something. What is it? That's the only question. You do something. Whether it's overeat or all that, because it's all a sin. If you're doing it excessively, it's a sin or whatever like that. If you're doing it excessively like that, it's a what's the word I'm looking for? All of those all of that materialistic things and stuff like that, worshiping foreign gods, whether it's a car, whether it's a man, whatever. Because you can even over excess over your kids to the point to where, you know, you're doing too much. Like, that's really what it comes down to or whatever. But yeah, let's not forget where we came from. All that. I'm not going to even do the too much being offensive towards the church community and whatever like that, because I'm still a part of it. I still go to church or like that. I still I don't have a church home at this point, but I still do go to church and stuff like that. And like I said, all that stuff is within me and for me, and things that I'm working on, and things that are going on in my situation, not yours. So yeah, pretty much I'm worrying about what I need to worry about, you worry about what you need to worry about, and everybody will be fine. But yes, I am working on new endeavors, new things. Like I said, when I change, other things should change around me, because that's the thing. People change, and then their circumstances and their situations around them don't change, and then that's what a lot of times also what keeps them stagnant. Okay, so I'm just pretty much throwing out attributes and concepts and stuff like that for one to just continue to live your best life. Like, you know, for real. It's a song, living your best life, you know. But seriously, what can we be doing to live our best life, to be truly happy, to have a happy mind, a happy physique, you know, something, as long as you're healthy, you don't sit up there worrying about big, fat, whatever like that. Everybody is a work in progress. Start out by being healthy first. Start out by making a mental decision that you want to be healthy. Then everything else will follow. You know, you can't just be sitting up there, oh, I want to be healthy and stuff like that, because I'm telling you, I want to lose weight, because it's a lifestyle. And like I said, I'm really just throwing out different things, and these examples and these analogies is coming out how they want to come out. I'm sure that it's being a blessing to someone, but it's all true. It ain't nothing but facts. If I'm not doing nothing else, I'm speaking the absolute 110% truth on everything that's coming out of my mouth. You have to just really address yourself and self-reflect and just see where you are and where you want to be. And like I said, I really don't know where I want to be in 5 or 10 years, but I know where I don't want to be, and sometimes where you don't want to be helps you to get over to where you want to be, if that makes sense as well. You know, because if I don't want to be paycheck to paycheck, well, I know I'm going to have to accumulate some more money, bring in some more income, do some more things on my plate that creates multiple streams of income. I mean, that's just a given. If I know that I don't want to do this anymore, whatever that past lifestyle was. I mean, for me, you know, if I don't want to be out there in those streets no more, you know, sleeping with random people or whatever like that no more, I stopped doing those things. I made a decision to stop doing those things. I don't choose to go to this place anymore. I don't choose to go to that place no more, because now you do. This is another thing. You have to realize your trigger moments. Thank you, God. Like I said, everything that's being placed in my mouth, I don't know where it's coming from. Like I said, I just realized that I want to talk about a topic, talk about a discussion. I speak of it, and whatever else comes out, comes out. So, you have to, I almost lost it. I had to bring it back. You have to know your trigger points. You have to know your trigger points, number one. You also have to know yourself, the things that you will do and you won't do. If I know damn well that I'm not strong enough or whatever like that, and I just stopped smoking cigarettes, why the fuck would I go into an environment to where everybody's smoking, everybody's drinking, or like that? That is a trigger point. If I know that I'm gonna want to smoke after I drink, why would I drink? At least until I get it under control to where I don't feel like that. You have to know your triggers. You can't just be doing stuff and then something happens and then you want to blame it on them. Blame that shit on yourself or whatever like that, because at the end of the day, you put yourself in that environment. You put yourself in that state of mind. You put yourself in that situation. You know damn well you shouldn't be going here or there, whatever like that, when such and such asks you, or when so-and-so asks you like that, but then you get all caught up or whatever like that. You gotta start learning how to resist peer pressure too. Resist peer pressure and learn how to say no. It took me a while, but I had to learn how to say no. You sitting up there worrying about why you ain't got no money all the time like that, but you allowing people, or people ask you for money and you giving it to them. That don't make sense. Like, why would you not say no? If you know that you just got enough money to get you from point A to point B, sometimes it's a no. And people are going to get mad, but then that's stuff within themselves. You can't sit up here and need help and then get mad when somebody can't give it to you. Okay? Just be grateful that they were a listening ear to even, get you from one mental state to the next. Okay? And I mean, I've been guilty of that in the past, or like that, just being young or whatever like that, and not understanding like that. But everybody is not in a state where they can help you financially, mentally, or physically. Right now I'm blessed to be in this state to where I can help masses of people mentally and mentally and emotionally. But as far as physically right now, I'm still working on myself. You know what I'm saying? So, and I also choose not to live a certain lifestyle or whatever like that. Like, I've never been the type to keep up with the Joneses or whatever like that. Like, yeah, y'all gonna see my hair done at all times or whatever like that. That's how I like to keep my appearance up and stuff like that. But I choose not to be wasteful on certain things or whatever like that, on labels or whatever like that, because this is like, okay, I'm gonna wear this outfit for one event, maybe do a little mix and match or whatever like that. Yeah, look cute or whatever like that, but I don't be going out in the streets like that no more. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting older and stuff like that, and I'll be getting a life to where, yeah, I'll be getting my, a nice wardrobe. I have a little bit of a nice one now, and I ain't gonna lie, that thing need to be transitioned. I need a separate check just to splurge, okay? Forget the daggone stipend. Forget the stimulus, okay? We joking around now, but seriously, I need a whole good $5,000 to $10,000 just to go and get me a whole new wardrobe. I know my stuff looks stupid or whatever like that, but it ain't like I said, it's not really the appearance. Like, it is all about the appearance, but for me, to a certain extent, it's not. Like I said, I'd rather be using my mind, be doing this and that or like that, keep my appearance up to a certain extent, than to be G'd up from the top down and can't even damn near pay my bills. And whether you can pay your bills or not like that, at the end of the day like that, it's materialistic stuff. You're gonna be buying that same whatever, that same blazer and shit like that in another 2 or 3 years. Not to mention, don't let your weight fluctuate. I'm glad that I've been blessed to be able to stay the same daggone weight. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been working on some stuff because I got a little sluggish, getting a little older or whatever like that. Fell into some routinic, stuff or whatever like that, and had to get back out there. Like, let me go start exercising like that, get my energy level back, because I can't be sitting up there wheezing or whatever like that and not being able to run or whatever like that and play with my nieces and nephews or whatever like that, and just have the energy, period. Like, who want to be sounding like that? Like, And like I said, I already got a certain amount of ailments on me as it is. I don't need nothing else. I don't need nothing else to prolong. Excuse me. I don't need nothing else to alleviate my health, alleviate my life, or what like that. I need everything to be prolonged and everything to be progressed. Okay. So that was just that last little thing. Don't just be careful when you make decisions, those triggers and stuff like that, and putting yourself into environments that that's going to set you back, okay? Because once you get that setback ain't nothing. You got to go from here to back here now. And that from here to here could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years, it could be 3 seconds. But why would you want to go back at all? If you can avoid backpedaling, if you can avoid it, why not avoid it? So that's it, y'all. Y'all knew I usually do at least an hour plus on my videos and stuff like that. And it's not for a particular reason. It's because that's how, usually by that point, a lot of stuff comes out. It purges and stuff like that within that certain amount of time frame. I feel like if I cut it any sooner, that I will be shortening the just some of the good stuff that comes out. Because like I said, it's really, everything is mostly on top of the dome. I just decided to include some key points today just to back up the discussion. I'll probably be doing that a little bit more just so it doesn't seem too random or whatever like that. And sometimes, like I said, I like to do stuff completely different. I don't like to be cliche or whatever like that. And the whole organization, like I said, my schedule is so crazy and busy. And like I said, when I do start working, because my job is shut down due to what's going on in society right now. And it's still a blessing that I am making my own money. It's still a blessing that I'm able to do that and stuff like that and still be set or whatever like that. So it's still a blessing, and for anybody who is going through this, and just stay prayed up. And if you don't believe in God, if you don't want to pray or whatever like that, just be hopeful, have faith. If you have faith, they say the smallest as a mustard seed. A mustard seed is very, very small, but even a grain of salt, even if you have just the slightest amount of faith in the universe or whatever like that, that's having faith in God, okay? And if you have faith, everything else, I'm telling you, will come together. It'll be fine. You know, so I am very apologetic. I am very saddened for the individuals that are going through this time and phase and stuff like that, to where they're lacking, you know, some things they may have lost. But just count those, I'm telling you, just count those as blessings. It may not have been for you to have that business, okay? It might be for you to do something else. You know, some things don't work out. I'm telling you, I really, really believe that this is God's time to take his people back. Unfortunately, like I said, to take his people back and to really shed light on just some of the things that us as individuals have became just absent-minded to, or just took for granted, just the things and the blessings that they have in their circle, including kids. Kids are a blessing, you know. What you pour into them is what they're going to pour out, okay? Like, a lot of people are going through this stage right now, and they're, you know, they're really realizing who their children is. The apple didn't fall far from the tree. So whatever that badness, you want to say they badness and too much energy, that's coming from somewhere. So, you know, it's really a wake-up call and stuff like that. And even I can go a little bit further in saying, before concluding, that this really did transition my life. Beginning my YouTube channel almost saved my life. You know, stop doing things so excessively, getting managing and getting a hold on things that were out of control, that were out of my control, out of the range. So that's all I wanted to bring forth to you all today. So don't stop dreaming. Conform. Don't be content. I'm telling you, let me drive that home one more time. If you didn't hear nothing else, why would you want to be content in your life? Because once you become content with that 9-to-5 job, that is where you stop living. You stop living, you stop dreaming, you stop making those notions and those motions or whatever like that to be and do whatever you wanted to do. I'm telling you, why would you want to be stagnant? Why would you want to stop right in your point, in your tracks or whatever like that, to be happy with a job that is not going to grow? And I'm telling you, with inflations and with the fluctuation that's going on now, once you do get that raise that everybody looks for, you're looking for a raise. That's all you're looking for. You've been there 20, 30 years. You're looking for a raise just so you can make more money, so you can feel like you're doing better financially, or maybe better physically or emotionally on a basis, but you're not. Because once you get that raise, I don't know if you noticed, but food is becoming an all high at this time. Food is more expensive than a lot of things that we need to live off of. You know, it's just becoming it's becoming ridiculous. Between food and a lot of other entities, is becoming way expensive. So with it, and let's not even talk about the taxation and whatever else is going up slowly that we can't see. Because I'm telling you, those 3.5% or 2% or whatever the percentages of the taxes or like that, once those go up, you don't see it. But it adds up. So your budget then that you were able to comfortably live off of, and the cost of living, all that goes hand in hand and stuff like that. It's going up while your money is staying stagnant. And money depreciates. I don't know if you noticed, but you can have a dollar today, and tomorrow it's not going to be a dollar anymore. Y'all gotta look that up for yourself. Y'all gotta do your research. Okay, I can't give y'all everything now, but seriously, look up economics. Look up the cost of the dollar. Look up a lot of things. Do your research like that. Money depreciates. That's why it's good to put your money into, and that's why it's good to invest your money. Put your money into stocks. Put your money into stocks and bonds or whatever like that. Put your money into not only a savings account that's not going to accumulate anything while your money is depreciating in the bank. Put your money into I was getting ready to say the daggone CDC, not the daggone control disease center like that, but no, put your account in a CD or whatever like that. That's what it's called. It's an account that it's just pretty much an account with a percentage on it. That way, every year, as long as the money is in there or it's not escalating that the limit to the amount that's supposed to be in, like say it's supposed to be a $500 in there, and you go less than that, then of course, yeah, it's not going to happen. But if you keep your whatever, if it requires $200, you put $200 in there, and as long as that doesn't come out, you'll gain interest, good interest, not interest like a credit card or whatever like that, but you'll gain good interest. My words, y'all, I got a list. Not interest, but interest. So I am saying it right. It just sounds funny to me. But no, you'll gain interest on money. So it's pretty much free money that they're giving you that will accumulate in a good manner as long as you don't touch it. So somebody like 5 years old, go get a bank account. 15 years old, like my nephew right now need to be go getting a bank account, and he need to get a CD or like that. Not no regular account. So Nazir. I'm talking to my nephew or whatever like that. He's been out there doing so good, becoming an entrepreneur, mowing the lawn and stuff like that. Things that we did, me and my brother at a young age and stuff like that. We used to shove snow, because we from up north like that, shove snow off the cars or like that, getting a little money. Now, we wasn't bringing home bank like he is. He got a whole business or like that, got his own equipment or whatever like that, got his lawnmower and stuff like that, got his gas, got a gas tank and stuff like that, got his equipment. And he can just go ahead and put his money into a CD or whatever like that, and have that money accumulate. He's not even nowhere near. He's not. I'm gonna tell him myself, but he's not 16 yet. So if he put his money in there now, in 20 years or even 10 years, he'll be 26 in 10 years. No, excuse me. I'm just saying in general. But if he'll be 26, if he's 16, or if he put it in there before then, or at 16 like that, in 10 years, he'll have whatever X amount of dollars on top of whatever he put in there. So literally, okay, let's go ahead and break it down real quick. If they give you, and now the interest is not this high, but still, you got to think of it in big numbers. Now, there's also places where they'll match your dollar or whatever, and that's different programs or whatever like that. You, like I said, you got to do your own research. But if there's a 1% on whatever money that you have every year, then okay, that's and maybe you got $100 in there. That's 10 cents or whatever like that. Okay, yeah, it seems low, but when you equate that or whatever like that in over years or whatever like that, that becomes more than what you had. So it's just free money accumulating. And like I said, you have to look at it at big numbers. When you break down the small numbers, yeah, it looks like a penny. Oh, a penny every year, or a penny every month, a penny every. That's free money. I don't care whether if it was a segment of a penny or whatever like that. Now, like I said, you start putting bigger money in there, bigger numbers, it's going to equate or whatever. Then you're going to be like, whoa, like extra too. Like, you know, like I said, people are not getting that. At this stage, people are barely getting $20 like that. So if you can get anything free like that, get it. I'm not going to lie. I'm even bad at those rebates or whatever like that. Now, sometimes you got to realize, is it worth it or are they getting you? But other cultures do it so well. Couponing, saving money. Okay, like I said, getting those rebates or like that and getting $50 back to $100 back or like that, that's money. That's free money. So you just really have to, even small things like a warranty. Why wouldn't I get a warranty to make sure that my laptop or whatever it is that I just bought is set and is okay, and the repair and the maintenance or like that. These are the daily things that people don't want to do in a business. These are the daily things that people don't want to do in their lives. They want to sit up here and eat all type of unhealthy stuff, and then when they gain weight or when they develop health issues like that, now it's time to pull back and you can't. That's why I choose to live to stop doing things or slow down the things that I'm doing. That way I can continue to do them depending on what it is. If it's not positive, don't do it at all like that. But if it ain't hurting you like that, like sweets, I know I got a really bad sweet tooth, and I'm just trying to control it now that I'm getting a little bit older like that. I know that diabetes and high blood pressure like that, it may not run in my immediately family, but it runs in the culture naturally, just by the things that my culture consumes or whatever like that. It may be even higher on indirectly in your side. So why would you continue to do those things so excessively? Yes, it's learned behavior. You know, it could already be an addiction or whatever like that between your mom or your parents, whatever they've done in front of your face or like that. But we can't use those as excuses, okay? We can't use the things that our parents did to us in front of us or whatever like that to be an excuse why we can't move forward, to be an excuse why we do the things we do. Like, go ahead and stop. Please take responsibility for the things that you do, the decisions that you made, and why you are the way you are. And that's going to be the topic, guys, because like I said, if I go any longer, it's just going to be what it is, okay? So remember that growth is inevitable with life experiences, or through life experiences, knowledge and understanding. Okay, I really got to get my slogan together, y'all, because like I said, I get so comfortable and I start talking fast, and sometimes I try to channel it and bring it back so you all can make sure so I can make sure that you all understand me at all times and stuff like that. But I'm really liberal. I love to teach and stuff like that, and that's going to be our topic, like I said, so I don't continue to keep rambling. But I'm telling you, it's not rambling, guys. I love to teach, and it's all growth. So everything that is coming out of my mouth, you can gain something from it, whatever that is. So enjoy your day. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone had a great Memorial Day. It's been raining for days. It's going to be raining for even more days. It's supposed to be like an 8-day back-to-back segment of rain. So, but I'm going to get me something to eat. I got some bacon down there defrosting. Hey, I love to eat, y'all. That's probably why I became a cook. or a chef or whatever like that. I love to cook. I love to cook. I love to cook. So I'm going to say it again because, like I said, the only reason why I was saying all that, I get so excited that I be sitting up here messing up my own slogan sometimes. Growth is inevitable through life experiences, knowledge, and understanding. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching.